Shalom. Let's start out by giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushua, Bahashem, Rakakadash, double honors to the apostles, and the elders of great millstone, citations to the fillet, the expression of truth, across four corners of the earth, and all faith, truth, and sincerity. Alright, I'm on the bar back giving us sitting. This one going to about, this one going to about, how Lord Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushua, how Lord Yahushua, he sets up, he sets up the ones that's in power now, the so-called white man Esau, Edomite doubles, But, going forward in these times, the Lord Yahweh Shai finna bring the so-called white man Esau Edomite down, out of power, put him down, they in power, they ain't in rulership right now. But the time for to come, and when the Lord Yahweh Shai returns, he's gonna bring down the so-called white man Esau Edomite out of power, man. So I'm gonna start off with Daniel 2:20. Daniel answered and said, "Blessed be the name of the Most High forever and ever, for wisdom and might are His." So the Lord Yahweh Shai, the Most High, wisdom and might are His, So the Lord Yahweh Shai, the Lord Yahweh Shai, He controls everything, He gives wisdom and understanding to who He want to give it to, and He controls, who's in rulership, and He brings down the one that He don't want in rulership no more, So that's the times we're in right now. The so-called white man Esau, my devils, and is in power right now, rulership. But the Most High Lord Yahweh Shai finna bring him down out of his power and rulership, and like I say their wisdom and of understanding and far as try to rule is fading. The decision makers they doing or whatever it may be it's not gonna benefit them. It's gonna hurt them, to the point where it's gonna have the other nations that are gonna be mad and pissed at America, Babylon the Great, and you got Trump in office right now, and like I say he's not all he not making all the decisions, because like I say it's people in his ear that's telling him what to do, but like I said, for the most part, these so-called white people, Esau Edomite devils, the elites, the families, the wicked, Edomites, the families, of the elites, like the Rockefellers, the DuPonts, and so forth. You have the bankers and all that. Like I said, their decision making is gonna cost them, to where it's gonna bring them out of their, bring them down. You seeing that right now, their decision makers is it's not gonna benefit them, It's not gonna help them, stay in power. It's gonna bring them down, what you're seeing right now. But Lord Yahweh Shai is gonna return, physically, to bring this so-called white man Esau Edomite down, the Edomites out of power, when he returns in chair so-called UFO with the angels. And then, like I said, and those thermonuclear missiles be shot towards America, Babylon the Great, and other countries as well. But see, next verse, Daniel 2:21. He changed up the times and the seasons. He removed the kings and he set up kings. He giveth wisdom unto the wise and knowledge to them that know understand. So I said, Lord Yahweh Shai, Lord Yahweh Shai, he changed the times and seasons. He removed kings, set up kings. So Lord Yahweh is in full control. He set us up one, bring it down, and bring it down, So, that's the times we in. The so-called white man, East Sodomite's kingdom is running out of time. He ain't got much time left in the rulership, man. Time is winding up. The days are speeding. The years are going. The days and years is going by, right? The days, the months, the years are going by. So it's that's we at the end of this place, man. We are at the end of the rulership, and it's a good thing that it's speeding up. Hey, the time speeding up is a good thing. So the so-called white man, Esau, my devils loyal shall return and get these Edomite devils out of the way, man. Out of rulership. And like I just said, earlier, Lord Yahweh give wisdom to the wise and knowledge to them that no understand. So, and like I said, the ones that got the wisdom and knowledge of Lord Yahweh, the truth and the word of Lord Yahweh is the apostles and the elders and brother great millstone. That's what Lord Yahweh is dealing with. He's not dealing with these other camps that's teaching these, false doctrines. That's not teaching the correct doctrine. The ones that really giving it to you straight up and consistently giving it to you is the men of the Lord or the apostles and the Ellsberg or Millstone. No other camp is doing that, And not your pork chop eating pastor in these churches as well. Lord Yahweh is not dealing with them, Lord Yahweh is dealing with the apostles and the elders of Brother Great Millstone. But we'll go for another Psalm 75:6. For promotion cometh neither from the east, nor from the west, nor from the south. Psalm 75:7. But the Most High is the judge. Yahweh Shai. He put him down one and set up another. So Lord Yahweh Shai, he put it down one and set up another. Excuse me. Lord Yahweh Shai, he put down one and set up another. So the Lord Yahweh Shai is in full control. So these double Edomites with a proud, mindset, think they, trying to be like the Most High. They're what they want to be, That's why, they want to have full control of people, especially by way of that, once it become mandatory, for people to take the RFID chip, which is the mark of the beast, And like I said, you got these other groups, man, teaching MOTB the wrong way, man. Hey, you gotta be careful out there, man. Like I say, the only men that's teaching the correct doctrine about prophecy and so forth is the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. Do not listen to these other camps. They're gonna lead you in the wrong direction of understanding of the word of Lord Yahweh Shai. So Lord Yahweh Shai, he set up. He put up down one and set up another. So we're going for a time. We're going, right now. You seen the so-called white man Esau in my kingdom is going down, and the Lord Yahweh Shai, he's raising up. Right now, you seen, the Lord Yahweh Shai, he got the apostles and elders of Great Millstone with the truth and knowledge of His word, teaching. You seen, the rising of the kingdom of Israel, of the Israelites, of the so-called Negro Latino natives, as far as teaching the word, but physically the Lord Yahweh gonna return and deliver His elect of the so-called Negro Latino Native American Israelites. Hopefully I'm part of the number, but He gonna deliver His elect, the men of the Lord that stood firm in His words, that stood true, gonna be delivered, get taken up and changed and be on the side of Lord Yahweh Shai, and to be right along with Lord Yahweh Shai, and to be in power and in rulership with Lord Yahweh Shai, and to bring these Edomite devils down to bring them down out of the power seat, and they gonna be the ones that's gonna be slaves and and then, eventually, be done away with after 1,000 years of slavery. That's what's to come. In the near future, in the future to come, of the prophecy, But that's what's gonna come about, The Lord Rashad gonna bring the Edomites down, and the next rulers gonna be the next rulers of the earth and more. It's gonna be the so-called Negro, Latino, Native American Israelites. Like I said, starting with, Lord Rashad, King David, the House of David, the 144,000. Excuse me, 144,000, the governing body, and the 1/3 the elect, and so forth. It's gonna be, like I said, the Israelites gonna be the next rulers of the earth and more. Let's see. I'll go from there. I'll end off of this. Matter of fact, not with this scripture, but I'm kind of jumping around. I ain't gonna make this too long. This is Ecclesiastes 10:4. The power of the earth is in the hand of the Lord, and in due time He will set over it one that is profitable. So the Lord Yahweh, he, again, like I said, he's in control who He wants in power and who He don't want in power. He, like I say, I just read, He bring one up. He put down one up and He set up another. So everything in the Lord Yahweh, He's in full control. So the Most High Yahweh, you know what I'm saying? He set one up. He set up one and put one down. And I say, Lord Yahweh, he gonna Lord Yahweh gonna be the one, is gonna be, set up, and then like I say, the Lord Yahweh, like I say, King David, the House of David, 144,000, the Israelites. 1/3 is gonna be delivered, so forth. It's gonna be the ones that is gonna be in rulership, to have reign over the earth and more. And then like I said, Israelites the so-called Negro, Latino, Native Israelites is not gonna be, at the bottom no more, and not overlooked, and not taken seriously. Gonna be taken seriously and respected, from the other nations, and they're gonna be the other nations gonna be given, and I'm trying to get the word out of my mouth. They gonna be given and doing what they supposed to be doing as far as like respect. It's another word for it I can't get out of my mouth right now. Excuse me, but they're gonna show reverence. There it is. Show reverence to the so-called Negro, Latino, Native Israelites. Once Lord Yahweh returns, take the Edomite devils down, and once the smoke clears, the nations are gonna see that, hey, the so-called Negro, Latino, Native American Israelites are the chosen people, and they're gonna have respect and reverence, and and like I said, giving, and being afraid and fear of the Lord Yahweh, King David, the House of David, so forth, and you know what I'm saying, it ain't gonna be no more of going to slavery. This is it. This is the last stop, or this is the last of being under another nation, and being, in this condition. We're at the end of this thing. So, me myself first foremost, and those that believe in His truth in the world of those that believe in His truth in the word of Lord Yahweh, keep the faith in the word of Lord Yahweh. Excuse me, keep the faith in Lord Yahweh, and keep on believing, keep keep believing in the word, and not going into any other doctrines, or any philosophy, whatever that may be. Don't get caught up in the things of this world, that's gonna, take you away from the truth of the word Lord Yahweh, that the apostles and elders and brothers don't teach. So I'll go from there. Sounds like I'm jumping around. So I'm going to go Ecclesiastes 10:8. Because of unrighteous dealings, injuries, and riches got by deceit, the kingdom is translated from one people to another. So yeah. So, because of unrighteous dealings and injuries, like say the so-called white man, Esau Edomite devils, they got their rulership by rape, rob, and murder, and so forth, all the atrocities they done to the so-called Negro, Latino, natives, Israelites. And I say all, the broken promises, treaties, against the natives, and like I say, you got these, you got Jake out here, so-called Negroes, out here, just Jake, gonna be celebrating on Thanksgiving, on Thursday, still doing it. They don't care, That's 2/3 Israelite. Jakes don't give a damn. They in that defeated mindset. They're like they ain't like whatever. We're just gonna go along with it still. We don't care about history about it, nothing. It's 2025 and Jake and so-called Negro Latino natives. Those still they celebrate Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving. They just don't understand. Ain't got nothing to do with us. Why you celebrating a day that so-called white man Esau Edomite devils that they declare this day? They set up these pagan holidays, whatever. A holiday, what you want to call them? Just wicked days, whatever. I ain't gonna call it a holiday, but yeah, man. But I'm going to that, about Thanksgiving, but Lord Yahweh, he gonna get these so-called white, the Lord Yahweh gonna get these so-called white people, Edomite devils, you red devils out of power, see, man, for all the atrocities and all the rape, rob, and murder they done. And then what they doing to the earth, what they doing to the air, what they doing to the water, what they doing to the food, man. Like, they just wicked, man. This fake meat, and you just had a dude from Campbell's Soup, say, the meat that you eat is bioengineered, And like I said, most of this food is, we eat now, and, it's not what it used to be as far like coming up, you can tell the taste is different. The meat got a different texture to it, So, you just pray about it, but gotta be careful with food you eat now to kind of get away from it. Really try to, I won't say get away from all meats. The fish, you eat some fish in there. Meat that is not too bad to eat, but that beef, meat and so forth, kind of, gotta pull it away from it. But like, just kind of finna, not make this too long, but so the Lord Yahweh is gonna get these so-called white man, Esau and my devils, man, for all the things they done, man. That's why their kingdom is going down, and the Lord Yahweh is gonna gonna translate the kingdom from the Edomite, so-called white man Esau Edomite, being put out of power, and the so-called Negro Latino natives being put into power and into rulership forever. It's not gonna be a period of time or years or none of it. Though it's gonna be forever. Ain't gonna be no time limit. The so-called white man Esau Edomite devils as a power now. They got a time limit and it's running out. But go from there to So on and off of this, I didn't want to make this too long. It's Ecclesiastes 10:10. For the physician cut off a long disease, and he that is today a king, tomorrow shall die. So, hey, man, the Lord Yahweh, he gonna return, man. He gonna cut off this long disease, which is the so-called white man Esau Edomite devils. They are the cancer to the earth, man. They are the wicked. They just are lies and deceivers. They deceive the world, the people, tricking the people, and and to believe in of something that to be good to you, but it's not. it's really bad for you. You know, for like whether it be food or whether it may be or something you consuming in your spirit, in your, in your mind, to indulge in, you know. So, and so forth, man. The so-called white man, Esau Edomites, what they doing to the, I said, to the water, to the food, to the, what they doing to the air and so forth. They just poisoning. It just, they, like I said, it's just a cancer to the earth, man, and they need to be done away with. And the Lord Yahushua, He will take these so-called white people, Esau Edomites, out of power when He returns in the chariot, so-called UFO, with the angels, man. That time will come, man. And like I said, the so-called white man, Esau Edomites' time is running out, man. So with that, I didn't want to make this too long. So again, I like to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushua, Bahashem, Kakadashan, to the apostle elders, to the sisters and brothers, to the few Aqua sisters that do listen, keep the faith, and Yahushua keep fighting with us at Shalom.